Won't you please subscribe? Please subscribe, like and comment. Hit that button right there if you wanna see me happy. If you don't hit that button, I'll probably end up marking myself and suing your family for pain and suffering, 'cause I'll blame you. Could have been on American Idol. Everybody and their mother told me when I was 14 and I would sing in the shower and they'd be able to hear me from citywide. I would basically serenade the entire countryside after dinner. People would set their families down and next to the fire, sit their sons down and say, listen, it's time. And I would sing in the shower and people would hear about me. They'd send me fan mail, emails, whatever. Why aren't you an American Idol? Why aren't you in America's Next Big Talent? Whatever. And I just always had the stage fright. So that's neither here nor there. Has nothing to do with what I wanted to talk about today. But
seriously, please subscribe. We're almost at 900 subscribers, trying to get to 1,000. We're getting there quick. It's been 6 months. That's pretty quick for an average, according to the average data on YouTube. It usually takes 2 years. So I appreciate everybody that's already here. Thank you for commenting. Every time I read one, I get really excited inside. Not to sound creepy or weird, but it's always nice to get feedback, and new subscribers are always great as well. So I'm going to start taking donations soon. I've been trying to work it out with PayPal, but of course they're not technologically advanced for my brain, so it's taking forever. I'm going to take the donations to build a better studio. I'm going to get my dining room table out of here, because who the hell as a bachelor needs a dining room table? Not anybody, okay? So I'm going to sell that. It's a nice one, but I'm going to set up my green screen. I'm going to have my professional lighting, so I can just come home, I turn on it's going to make it so much easier, so much smoother. I'll be at my desk right there. I don't get up until it's done. Right now, I'm sitting at my camera, sitting on a trash can. I'm sitting at a table, have me hunch over, and I'm so uncomfortable. You might as well throw me in a goddamn thistle bush naked, or in a goddamn cactus field naked, okay? That's basically what I have to sit through in my current position, and my green screen is against my couch. I have to set it up every time. So I will take your donations for costumes and to make the videos better, which I will continue to do year after year. I'm never going to stop. There's no quit in me. Once I start doing something and I actually get into it, it's a wrap. So basically what I wanted to talk about today was, and the reason why I have this naked lady behind me with the help button, life alert, the falling and I can't break, or I broke my hip and I can't get up, whole commercial, pretty funny. But either way, the reason why I have her on the background is it is very, very, very important to set alerts in the market. If you're not familiar with it, it's extremely simple. Anybody can do it. It's just like, it's the easiest thing you can possibly do, but it's one of the most important. All you have to do is go into your E-Trade, Robinhood, whatever it is, TD. I don't know what it's like for every platform, but for mine, it gives you options. You can set highest volume, lowest volume, highest price, lowest price. That's what I stick with. Low price target, high price target. And I set those targets at different, and I haven't been doing this recently, so it's actually made me a lot worse of a trader. Setting alerts is the best thing you could possibly do, because you're not always focused on all these other stocks around you. It's good to have a watch list. It's good to go over that watch list every night, but if you're not setting alerts, you're not going to remember where the price of all these pieces are. You have to set alerts so that when you're sitting there at the gym and you get, oh, hey, I got an alert. Oh, okay, NVOS is at this price. Oh, okay, IBIO. Oh, that's breaking resistance. Okay, PACV back at support. Let's see if it's good spot. And you set these alerts, you know if that alert goes off, it's at a good price. The chances of you being all on cue with the market consistently, especially for people that are in and out of the house and aren't staring at the market consistently with 4 monitors, this is the most important, because you can be at work, you can get a text in your pocket, you feel a vibration, you see something on your Apple Watch, you say, hey, I gotta go take a dookie, you go to the bathroom, you make a trade, hey, you made the trade, boom, bang, bop, you're in it or you're out. Doesn't matter. This is a very important thing, I have to tell you, because not only am I going to start going over each and every stock that I like going into the next day, whether it be because it's breaking resistance, or whether it's at support, or whether it's currently filling a gap, or if the chart just looks bullish in general. I am going to, right next to each one of those stocks that I went over and I reviewed the chart, which ones I'm going to set alert at. Because then, once I'm done, my video's uploading, whatever, I have some free time, I'm going to go into my phone and I'm going to set the low price, and the high price for that specific stock. Now, some aren't going to have alerts that are currently in the, you don't need to do them. Some are going to have just a low price, such a high price. But I can't stress it enough why, if you do this, it's going to make things a lot more simple and you're going to have a lot more confidence in your trades, which having confidence in your trades is everything. As you can tell, I'm still a little bit stuffed up because I had strep throat. My strep throat was absolutely through the roof. At one point, I was literally hands on the island and the counter trying to swallow that liquid NyQuil or the Coricidin or what is it? Whatever the frick it's called, the red shit, cherry shit that's thick as hell. I had so much swelling in my neck, I couldn't breathe or talk. And I'm trying to take that down because I didn't have antibiotics yet. It wouldn't go down. It went down the wrong windpipe. What do you do when you swallow something down the wrong windpipe? You cough. I couldn't cough because if I coughed, I would have literally coughed my entire lung out because of the swelling in my throat. So I was just sitting there at one point with red shit dripping all over my floor and spit and mucus and just going, ah, ah, ah. So if you're wondering why I didn't make a video this weekend, that's why. Okay, and then I go to the supermarket. People are asking me all types of questions. I'm like, I have strep throat. And they're still like, it's fine. I'm like, hey, no, it's not. I have strep throat. Would you shut the fuck up? Hey, how you do? So that was my weekend. It was trash, but I got through it, and I'm here, but I'm still a little bit stuffed up. I needed to tell you guys about the alerts today. And as I go over the stocks right now, we're going to go over each alert that I'm going to be setting later tonight. And you need to follow along and you need to set the alerts as well. Or any stock that you buy, you could always say, hey, where would you alert me to buy this one? In the comment section, and I will tell you. But let's jump into the stocks. Also, the reason why I'm wearing this is because you got robbed. And let's just start with TRKA, shall we? I think we shall. No. Command Z. No. Command Z. There it is. Okay. Make me smaller here. Bring that down. Bring this up. All right. So let's start with TRKA. Because we're going to be able to set an alert in this one as well. Vicious. And it's down pretty heavy after hours too. Okay. So, look, you're way overbought, bro. You're so lucky to even have gone on this run. Is from if you would have bought down here, somewhere in here at this gap fill, hey, it's 400%. Is that not enough in a bear market, you greedy bastard? What the hell is wrong with you? Oh, 400% is not enough? And when I go in here and bash, I hear a bunch of people being like, oh, well, I'm in at 28. Okay, but you didn't sell and now it's almost back to your average. I don't care where you bought. You didn't take advantage. Anybody could buy a stock. If it goes up, if you didn't sell it, it's like taking a shit, not wiping. You didn't do the full job. And now you got to walk around with a sweaty, dirty, itchy ass. Not the best analogy, but first one that came to my mind, it made perfect sense. Because a lot of people right now are walking around with mud butt dookie all over their bung holes, okay? Because they didn't properly wipe themselves this morning. They only did half the job. Okay, that's enough of that. Sorry to any ladies out there that just had to go through that. But this is what happens. I went on the boards today. Again, I am the king of drops. I'm 13 for 13. Whenever you see me on your board going ham about a drop coming, you should probably sell it. Not going to lie. I told everybody it's going to run to 1. That is going to be your max high. It literally went to 99 cents and it closed. It's probably going to open up down in the 40s tomorrow. Okay, so if you bought near 1, you're down 60% in a day, folks. And this is coming from the same stock that one of my subscribers literally hit me up in pre-market when they were bull trapping the shit out of noobs, bull trapping the shit out of sheep. And he said, they got a real revolution going on over there. I said, okay, it's time. Because listen, man, I understand. They make it look like, oh my God, this thing's I'm not gonna miss out. Everybody on the board is screaming. Everybody on the board is like, it's going to the moon and I have diamond hands forever. That's not the time to buy. That's the time to short. You short the excitement and buy the blood. And, as soon as he even said that, I didn't even need to look at the price. And I talked to a friend last night and he was talking about it. I was like, you're in at 72, man. You better get out pre-market at 9.5. I was dead on. Now you want me to be, okay, I literally called one as top and I called an immediate drop. One was top, immediate drop. You want to go for two? Because it's not that hard. We're going for the gap fill here at 3.1. I will take entry on this stock at 3.2 all day. And it could be tomorrow. It could be in 2 days. But when I'm going to set an alert. Here it is. Now we set the alert. Let me get a pen. Alert is 3.2, low price. That's all you need to worry about here because it ain't going to break the resistance. Okay, we're going to look for a gap fill at 3.2, almost be dead on the money. It might fall to 3.1. It might fall to 3. It might fall to 2.9. But I can tell you this, if you buy at 3.2, you will make money. It's not like the end of the world came out. They diluted the frick out of the earnings release, obviously. I'm going to watch this, and I'm going to watch for a gap fill at 3.2. I would scale in 3.2, 3.1, 3, and 2.9 in 4 buys, whatever you're willing to risk on this investment. Let's say it's 10 grand. So you put 2,500 in at 3.2, 2,500 in at 3.1, so on and so forth. If it never hits 30 and just continues up after that, take your 30% and boom, bang, bop, you're good to go. But that is a very good low price alert for TRKA. TPTW, I'm in it, baby, and I think I'm finally going to be third time's a charm on TPTW. Like I said, they usually scare out retail with these bottom drops. Then they send it. Tomorrow, you're looking at a key resistance of 16. 16 is this middle orange band. You're kissing up on the RSI, which looks very, very good. Your MACD looks very, very good. It's not overbought. You're actually still pretty oversold. You're just starting to turn up on everything. Technicals look really good. They did dilute today in the form of 50,000 shares in an iceberg order at 13. It did worry me for a little bit. They did the same thing the day before at 12, which held me off. Once I saw the news today, and once I saw that they're not going to be putting up 40 million shares on the ask, I did buy in at 13. Turned out to be a good idea because by the end of the day, 14s were knocked down. It seems like it might end up opening at 14.15. This is going to catch momentum and at least hit 16 tomorrow. I can almost guarantee that. I would say 16 first stop, 18 could be the next stop, 22 could be the stop after that. If you get a strong candle tomorrow and it does go up quickly, I'm going to be looking to get out at 2.2, somewhere above 2, maybe in that range, maybe before. Again, this is where you need to do your own DD, but I'm at 13, and if I get an initial pop with no news, I will probably try and sell the intraday high and buy back. That's my personal opinion. It could just run and hold. I do not see this falling back at all. I do see this company potentially putting out a PR on Thursday, which could send it pretty heavily. Again, a lot of the times they get retail out and then they send it. This has a lot of catalysts that could potentially be in the pipeline. I do really like this stock finally. Let's see how they dilute tomorrow. If there's no dilution whatsoever, if the asks are legit and real, and there's no Fugazi bullshit happening, then I'll probably hold it for maybe a 50, 60, 70% gain. If I see some nonsense, if I see some big ass stacking, I will take a gain and I will try and buy back lower depending on the volume and all the indicators that I will be looking at throughout the day. But that's where I'm at with TPTW. I really like my buy from 13 tomorrow. That I'm going to actually try and I'm still in JAGX, but I'm encroaching on 10% down, which is fine. It's no big deal. I'm pretty much even over the past 6 days. I've been managing my money. If I get a big win in TPTW tomorrow, I will have made money. I'll be up, and that's all it is. Sometimes you're not going to make money in a week. Sometimes it's better to just reserve your capital. It's the number one rule. If you lose capital, you're going to be constantly crawling back, and that's nowhere to be. You want to make sure that you're not losing money, if anything. Avoid losses at all costs. If you can keep them at a minimal, that's fine. You're going to take losses, but keep them at 10%. JAGX, this thing is completely oversold. The RSI is at frickin' 1288 on the daily. I can't believe I'm like never seen anything like this. It will reverse eventually. It's starting to want to bottom out. It's starting to curve a little bit towards the inside. Your MACD is wildly oversold as well. I mean, this is just where you scale in. A lot of people are saying it's going back to 120. I'm not exactly sure what the thought process of that, but given the fact that multiple people say it, and I do tend to listen to bears more than bulls, so I do think that bears are correct. I do think that it has the potential to get down to 130 to 120. So if you're watching this video and you took my alert at 150, it's okay to take a 10-cent loss on a $1.50 stock. Don't beat yourself up about it. Get out, reassess. If you start to see some bullishness after you sell it, you know, it's fine. Let it be. You know, you just make sure that you're sticking into a disciplined routine, and eventually you will win. It might not be that day, but you got to win the war, not every single battle. So JAGX, yes, it's oversold, but it might have a little bit more to go. Earnings, I think, are expected on Thursday, so that could change things drastically. I think you have another little bit of a sell-off tomorrow in the morning. It might give you that entry in the 1.3s. I don't know that it's going to get down to 1.2. I don't know if I'm going to sell and rebuy. We're going to have to see. Again, plan accordingly, but I am saying that this is wildly oversold. It's due for a bounce. If you buy here, you're not going to be red for long, in my opinion. SINT. This is one I've been tracking. I do like the flow of it today, the inflow. It seems like it wants to go again. Your middle band is at 281. That is a very, very hard level of resistance. Every time it goes there, it wants to sell off. But this thing is looking like a very solid pennant with bullish signals. Your MACD is oversold, but pinching up. Same with your RSI. I mean, this looks beautiful. You have a gap fill at 640 or like $6 right here. I think that this could easily give you 50% from current prices. You just got to get a little bit of volume and a break over 3, and you're going to 4 or 5, maybe even 6 short term. I really do like this stock, especially for somebody that wants a little bit of a heavier position. This might be it for you. It's HRNC. Big day today, 74%. Gorgeous. This might be ready to run. To be honest, because your technicals aren't overbought. They're just going into the hot zone. This is one of the best stocks for tomorrow. HRNC, I'm going to circle this. Keep this on close watch. I would say it's one of my top picks for a continuation. If you can get any type of sell-off in the morning, even like a very light sell-off, I think that this is going to continue. Because you're hot on no tax, it doesn't seem like they're diluting. You're closing at the top of the top of the candle with all your technicals still intact. Like, what I'm saying by that is, if this was a big green spike here, if the RSI wasn't at 58 and it was at 82, that's when you're overbought. This is not overbought. This is coming out of oversold. This is very, 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 very beautiful. I think that it has a lot more room to run. Sure, you might get a dip. Sure, you might get a small pullback. But I would look for that pullback to enter. I'm just saying this thing is very bullish, even though that it was bought up today and it's up 73%. I usually don't call things up 75% bullish, but if anything, this is. I really like HRNC going in tomorrow. I would say that's one of my top picks. As long as, but remember, I mean, this is for day. This could be for a day trade. You never know. But I'm just saying. All things aside, very bullish chart. Very bullish chart. EPAZ looked really good today as well. Somebody said, I remember they commented to me and they said this, when I called this pullback and I said it was flagging, you might start to get a reverse. Look, they tried to do it. They said no, they shut the door. If you would have set an alert down at this, it would have been great. Because, I mean, look at that. Then it popped back up, came back down. It kind of threw people for a ringer and then just sent it. This is very beautiful. Your technicals are not overbought realistically. This is a break of resistance, so to speak, but you're a little bit too close to it. It doesn't give me conviction. I want to see tomorrow that it has like a day of consolidation, maybe two, before it really goes up on the next leg. Either way, I do like EPAZ. I really liked it from 5.9 because it's currently a double from there. People will tend to take gains, so watch it tomorrow. Keep your eyes on it. I do like it. EFOI. I like it for the people that have already bought in. I would take your 100% gain, sell half, ride free shares. EFOI, another very good. See, like, don't catch a falling knife, but what if you did and you got 100% off of it because you had good hands? That's the thing, is like, rules are meant to be broken. Why was this such a good buy down here? Because you were touching this previous level of support. Now look, looks a lot like TPTW right now, though, doesn't it? This would be the first thing at TPTW. Now, do I think that TPTW is going to do something like this? No, but it very well likely could. Either way, that's off topic. This is going to pull. This was a pullback to previous resistance that broke and ran. The pullback to it almost to a T and ran again 3 days later. Gorgeous run. Did not close super high. You wanted to retest these highs. I would watch and set an alert for these all-time highs. I would say watch for a break of 9. High alert of 9.09. If you're going to get a pullback, I would set alert at 5.5. So low. But, you don't always have to set an alert, but that would be a good time to buy. Okay, if it gets down to 5.5, then buy it, or just at least look at it and be like, okay, this is looking good. Okay, you don't always have to buy it, but at least it makes you aware of what's happening around you. PPCB. Nice pop. Off of a falling knife. You came back to this previous level of resistance, kind of, where it just didn't seem to want to get above, which was 4, and you bounced right off it to 6. That's 50%. I don't know how many shares were accumulated at 4. Probably a pretty solid amount, but you are looking bullish. You're closing above this middle band. Your technicals are not overbought in any way, shape, or form. You got there on pretty low volume. You might be looking for a new volume spike. If you're going to set an alert on this, I would set it at 10. High alert of 0.001. Now, when it hits that, watch it. If it starts to settle there and you start to get a good amount of, consolidation, the bid support looks strong. There's a lot of ass slapping. There's a good amount of volume. There's catalysts in the pipeline. There's many things you need to look into when an alert goes off. But if everything tends to hit it, 1 is where I'm looking at an alert to set on this one. PDPG. This one looks very good. Very good. If this gets a continuation, I would set an alert for 11 or 0.011. High alert 0.011. Low alert 0.0089. Okay, those are your alerts on PDPG. Why? Because it could be at a morning pullback to right around 9, which is that middle band, which could still have a bullish continuation because of, again, all your technicals are oversold still. You're not overbought. So if you do get a dip, it will probably continue in the afternoon. If you do get a bull rush, again, you're not overbought. Now, this is very low volume coming in. So be aware that you're going to want to see some type of confirmation with volume if you want to see another spike like this. Because again, what happened on that spike? Volume. What happened on the spike? Volume. You're not necessarily getting that yet, but before this big spike, you didn't have a lot of volume. You didn't have a lot of volume. You're not having a little volume. So very good one to watch. Very good one to set a low and a high alert on. IBIO, this might just be ready to go. Might be ready to go right away. You might not even need to set an alert. I really like the look of this puppy. Why? Because, in fact, this is one of my favorite picks for tomorrow. Circled. IBIO, boom, down, consolidating at previous resistance, but it's really starting to cook now. It's starting to get more bullish. MACD and RSI are not overbought, but they are very bullish. They are hot. They look good. Your volume is very low. But again, as far as the chart goes, this could be looking as a very, very good positive push all the way to, let's say, this gap fill at 7 with time, almost at 8 with time. Okay, this could be a 400% runner from here. If this thing starts to open up, get some volume, you could be looking at a 400% gain from here with time. And I'm not talking about a lot of time. I like IBO a lot. A lot. A lot. A lot. A lot. I like it a lot. I like it. All right. I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes I just do things. Okay. KEGS finally waking up again. Shout out to my KEGS people. I know that a lot of people got bagged here because they kind of faked us out. I was saying buy down here. I did say that, you're looking at 8. You're looking at 9. It went to 9 and it tanked. So, this is why you flip your 30%. You buy 5. What's 30% from 5? It's right around 7. So you get out at 7 if you have to. Now it's closing above this middle band. Almost no volume, but your MACD looks almost sexual, good enough to have sex with. Your MACD or your RSI is pushing up. Everything is pushing up, looking bullish. You want to break out of this downtrend. If you draw a line from those peaks, it does seem like if you get a continuation above with volume, I would set an alert for 8. High, trip 8. Low, trip 5s. If they give you availability to buy 5s on them, you might want to do that. I like KEGS here. PACV. Another one just to keep your eye on. I wouldn't say load the boat quite yet, but keep your eye close. Why? Because it is getting very bullish. It is pushing. There isn't a lot of volume, but it's a little bit increased. Your technicals look good. Keep an eye on this one. I would say you start to see a break. Okay, if this one's starting to trade 14, because I want to get your eyes on it quick. If it starts trading 14 as your high alert, looking good. Looking good. If you're going to go to that and you're going to know this thing is bullish. You're probably, you get 10s, I would say low at 10, okay? Just put it in there. Meaning 0.001, okay? Watch for that. PACV, keep an eye. This thing is known to run. I think it will eventually. NVOS. This thing had a very bullish day yesterday that I would have said, again, I would have said this is just like HRNC. This would have looked really good. Now, it did go higher and it closed higher. It looks red because it gaps so high, but your volume is high. Your MACD is, your technicals are still not overbought. You're closing along this top Bollinger Band here. So it's not like this isn't bullish at all. Just because it's a red candle does not mean it's not bullish. It has a higher high, a higher low. It was a day of consolidation. A lot of people took gains. This thing could continue higher. It's a very volatile stock. But it is very low. You could continue. You might not. All I know is your technicals aren't saying that you're going to tank. I do like it. You still had a 17% gain. I don't know where to set alerts here. I think it's just kind of a gamble up or down. COSM. COSM looking very, 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 very good. COSM, I'm going to circle that one. They do the same thing. Get a notepad. It's really simple. Like, it's like cheap too. Get a notepad. It doesn't have to be anything spectacular. You write that, you go over your watch list. You write down, just do it just like I do for these videos. You write down everything that you like. Okay, that's the first step. Takes a good 10 minutes. Really not that hard. You get everything that you like, everything that looks good to you. Second wave, you go down every one again. You look, you circle your favorites. I mean, you could do this on the first go around too, okay? But just hammer it into your head however you want to do it. Then you write, I mean, you could do this all on your first go around. You write in your alerts. Then you could do it on the computer. I like to do it on my phone. It's quicker, it's easier. You take it, you sit down at your desk, and you go over and you put all your alerts in. And those are all your alerts for the day. You do that, you're ahead of most everybody else. And it'll take you 30 minutes. That can be your technical DD every night. Then if you want to go a little bit step further, you go into, is there a debt on the books? Okay, what are the convertible notes? Where are they convertible at? Yada, 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 for another video. I don't want to clog up too much of COSM's time. But this is how you get organized, and this is how you become a professional and not just a gambler. COSM looks very, very good. Technicals, sexual. Price, sexual. Close above middle band, sexual. You're going to want to look for an alert, or you're not going to get a bunch out of this quite yet, but I'm looking at first stop at around $7. Okay? $7 looks like it's the first stop here. You broke this previous supporter, you're kind of at it. You're going to want to set a low target. So if you want to look for entry here, I'm looking at 420. Okay. And I'm not looking at high because if I get 420, I'm out at 7. Okay. So I won't need to set an alert there. I'll be paying attention to it because I'll have the stock. It will be in my portfolio. That's all I got to say about COSM. Gorgeous. Looking for 50% upside. Very limited downside. I'd say 20 cents downside and 50% upside. Beautiful stock. VDRM. This one looks very bullish. Why? I don't like this big gap here, but it's penneted. It's drawing a pennant, a flag, and it's just too bullish. It's trying to get out of this pennant to the upside, which is very, very bullish. The last time I saw something like this, it was Exal. Now look, the reason why it's also bullish is because this previous level of resistance, it's pushing through that with lower volume, so they're not diluting. Technicals are kind of weird. I'm not in love with the technicals, but it's just a MACD on the daily that just doesn't look great. Now let's go to our 4 hour. Let's see what that looks like, because that could tell a different story. Yeah, I mean on the 4 hour chart it looks even more sexual. Let's go to 3 hour. Even better. The more you extend out, the more you're going to see for a short term. I'll go over this. But see how the pennant keeps forming? The lower we go, let's do 30-minute. Okay, so see how it's just more extended? This looks very good on a 30-minute chart. Very good on a 30-minute chart. So for short term, now let's go on a weekly chart. Kind of looks a little weird on the weekly, but not like bad, okay? But I would say the best looking chart on this one to me is the 30-minute because it looks like a pennant that wants to keep going higher, okay? You have this loop. It looks like it wants to break out for a second leg. VDRM just looks good. Just looks incredibly bullish on the 30-minute. I like this stock a lot. ONCS. Oh my, okay. I'm going to have to do that because it's like really itchy. Okay, yeah, that's better. Wait. Oh my God, I thought I would, please don't tell me I fucked this up. Oh my God, did you see that pause? Woo! I thought that this wasn't recording, and I'm like 40 minutes in. Holy God. It better be. All right, let's pray that it is. ONCS. Now let's get out of this 30-minute. We're going to go back to daily. But we'll get into that another day. ONCS, we're going to set our low target. Hmm. 152, I want to say. Yeah, if you don't get it, you don't get it. 152 for low, and that's it. Okay, ONCS, this is going on a wild run. Look, that dip and then the blow up over this gap, unreal. Huge 400% gainer. Beautiful. Your technicals aren't even overbought, even on the daily. So I would say 152 is a good buy-in for this. I like ONCS still. It's obviously got a lot going in it. OBSV. Remember, guys, always keep that thing on you. T. It's so good. I do put a little bit of honey in it. Sometimes natural honey, that sugar is actually good for your body. Yeah. You always want to be drinking tea or water at all times. Stay hydrated. You're going to be a better person. But yeah, it's just honey and ginger tea and then green tea. So, oh, sorry guys. I don't know what stock I'm on, but I apologize. We're on OBSV. Now this one just filled the gap brilliantly. Almost. If you get down to 12, I'd set your alert at 12 cents on OBSV, and that's it. OBSV, it is getting delisted. This thing is a very tricky one. I'm not going to touch it. I did try and buy a pullback, thinking that I would get a little bit of pre-market volume. They could go back up to 2.8, so I ended up buying it at 2.2 on Friday after market. It didn't work out, so I actually ended up selling 21.5, took my very small 5-tick loss, and thank God I did. This is why you don't hold on to things and pray that they get back to your average or back up, because sometimes you just make the wrong choice. You get out and you live to fight another day. If I wouldn't have, I would be down significantly. That's why that you manage your money in all ways that you can. I'm not sure what's going to happen in this stock. I can't give you too much information. I know that they're getting delisted. I know that earnings are expected. The CEO did buy 4 million shares, so that's bullish, but it could have been a liquidation pump thing where he just bought it to liquidate even more. I don't know. I don't want to get into it because I don't know enough about it, but play it accordingly. Do your own DD. Young KITL. KITL. I'm going to call the bottom or something you should be looking for, 0.03, bottom alert. And you could set a high one for 6. I think the bottom one will come first, but either way, you're looking at 1, 2, 3 waves, but you want to catch the pullback. So I think the pullback is going to be right around here. That's my target. I would say that KITL, you're a little bit overbought on your techs too, so you need to come back a little bit. But those are good spots. Once they hit, remember to go to the actual stock, watch it trade for a couple hits, see if you can maybe get a little bit lower, see if the volume is there, which it tends to be right now. This probably has a lot going for it. I just wouldn't enter until around between 275 and 3. I think that's a very good target. It's currently at 4 cents. I hate to say that to anybody currently invested, but if you're long and you believe in the company, it shouldn't matter anyway. CEOs. Yowza. Perfect pullback to see. 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's wave theory basically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's Elliott wave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Maybe you can't even see what I'm talking about, but I can. You'll get it eventually. But this came back to pull down to support. Very good close above it. Almost got probably 30% if you call it bottom. It probably will be coming back to retest the support. Your next level of support is at 273. I think that has a I would say I'm not buying this stock unless, because of the technicals, I'm not going to buy it until the second level of support, which is a much safer idea at but I'll set my alert at 3. Low alert 3, and that's it. So I do think that has, if it does come back to 273, it'll probably pop back up to 4 or 5, giving you that 30% like we always try and take. LUNR. This one is trying to press hard to get into a gap fill, which it's getting close to, very close to. In fact, it's at it right now. If you're going to buy this one, I would buy it here. You're oversold on your technicals. You've been beaten down. This thing went on a wild run. Do the DD on what what the stock even is. I have no idea, so I'm not going to speak to the fundamentals of it. But technically speaking, you are exactly at a gap fill after a massive run and drop. You ran from $12 to $140, my dude. Then you pulled back and you came all the way back down to 12 again. On that gap fill from where it ran from, you're on such a pullback. If you bought up here, play the tap song because it's your funeral. But you'll never get back to that. But if you're a current buyer, this is a very good time to buy. Don't even set your alert. Just know that this is a good time to get in. But unless that they're like literally bankrupt and they're about to go back to shell status, then maybe don't buy. CDSG. This one will be a good time to set an alert right at 586. So I would say 6. That's when you want to start looking at it, because some of these can have flash drops. So I would say bottom 0156, you buy that for the bounce. There is no top, but this is what you first wave, second wave, third wave. Now you wait for the pullback. This could eventually go, but look how hot your technicals are. This is why you sell pops. Your technicals were above 80, which is hot on the RSI. It's way high on your MACD. This is why you had this pullback. You don't want to buy here. Yeah, the FOMO on the boards might be at an all-time high level pitch, but look at your technicals because they could be screaming as well. And you don't want to buy when the technicals are screaming. You want to buy when everybody's bitching and when the technicals look bloody as shit. That's the best time to buy, not the opposite way. I got to beat that into your heads. My alert is set at 6, and we're moving on. VPLM. I might just do this every video, just set alerts. As this is what people don't do. They don't put in this extra time, and it's that one step that will change your game. I've already had a lot of people coming on here and telling me, hey, Pete, or tweeting me and saying, hey, Pete, I hit my 30% target, I sold. Hey, Pete, I got 50% in this, I sold. Hey, I hit 72, which was my target in TRKA, I sold. Fucking don't stop. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to, that's what I'm here for. You're 30%. I'm not here to change your life overnight. I'm here to get you on the right track to success. Somebody said that they turned to my D'Amico. He's saying that he turned his portfolio from 1,000 to 5,500, listening to what I say, taking gains, blah, blah, blah. That's how you play the game. Good for him and good for anybody that's doing the same as him. And there's a lot of them that are doing it because I'm telling them to, because there's not a lot of people out there that are telling you to do this shit. VLPM starting to take a pennant on the daily. Ow! Worked out legs yesterday like an absolute madman. People thought I was a kook in the gym. That's fine. Look at me like that. You keep it working out comfortably, and I'll keep getting gains. All we do is TTT no matter what. It's really that simple. Just staying hydrated consistently. Were we on VPLM? You had this drop back to again. Look, notice patterns. 1, 2, 3, pull back, pop back to this middle band off probably this support. It's probably headed from 5 to 6, 8. Which is a very good pop if you buy here. I would recommend that might happen. I think you are going to get a pop back into high 6s off this first support. A lot of people like this stock. If you're a technical trader, I think this is a good time to buy it for a pop. Again, for your 30%. I would set an alert that if it does pop there and comes back down to, let's say, 3, again, this alert could go off in 2 months, but it might be a good time to buy. It might be a good time to revisit this stock. So I'm setting my alert at 3 because that's where I currently want to buy it. Or you could buy now and get out at high 6s. Or they could come out with news that blows everybody's socks off and I'm wrong and this thing goes and breaks 11 and continues to run. That's also an alert we can set. We can set an alert for the high that could happen in 2 years of 0.11. 11 cents. Or it could happen tomorrow. Not sure. But I do know that those are the 2 alerts that I'm going to set, and that's where I'm going to buy them. DBMM. Now remember, all these alerts that we're setting, imagine trying to focus on that on your phone if you're out and about throughout your day, which people have lives. You can't just I don't sit at a computer all day. I go to the gym, I'm doing stuff, and when you have alerts on your phone, I could be, again, doing a set, and I feel a ring, and I look at it, I go to that stock, and I walk outside, and I take 10 minutes to watch the action and read into what's happening, and if this is a good buy. DBMM. Again, look, oversold, pop back to this middle band, pulling back now. What am I looking for in this? I'm not even sure. This is just too weird for me. If you're a buyer in this area, you're probably not in bad shape. Your technicals are oversold. So you could very likely get this and then maybe even keep going. I'm not sure. I'm just not super interested in this stock. I know a lot of people really like it because of the prospectus of getting out of that lawsuit and coming back to life after being in CE for so long. I was actually a part of it years ago when it was in CE, and E-Trade allowed you to trade gray market stocks, but they don't do it anymore. So I don't even focus on these type of things. But either way, it did go on its run. It's just been kind of trading sideways for a very long time. Doesn't give me any interest. Don't even know what alerts to set. But if you're in it, you never know what could happen. GVSI. Told you to sell at 3. You didn't listen. Now look at you. You came back down to this previous support, which is very, very low. I think that this could be a time to buy now. You are oversold. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we wait for the 5th. 1, 2, 3. Elliott wave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 probably. So I would look for entry right around 1 cent. Maybe even a little bit higher. Maybe in at 0.011. And then pray that all George needs to do is drop a positive tweet and boom, you catch an 80% or 60%. So I do think that this is getting back to a buy-in. I told you to sell 3. You didn't listen. Maybe you listen now. You start to load up here. But you do need news. Oh my God, that's so good. You do need something from George to send it. It's not just going to technically bounce. You're going to need something from George. So it's a little bit of a gamble, but if you buy in here, it's a lot better than buying in willy-nilly just on this drop. You look at this previous support, you see it, you say, okay, I'll take a shot. You like the stock, you buy it. GDVM. What's been going on with this pup? This is why we flip, folks. Okay, you're looking at, you might want to turn around here. This is why you keep things on your watch list. Your MACD is starting to want to curl. This was, I think, a complete overreaction. Last time we had an overreaction like this, look at what happened. I don't know. This is a very weird stock. I'm looking currently for 737 and 964. You get your 30%, you get out. That's right around 30%. It does look like it wants to turn here. It looks like whatever's selling has kind of slowed down. I do think that this is a good candidate to buy here and sell for 30% higher on the pop to this middle band. I do like it for that. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I just don't trust it after these two big drops. It just, you know, the VMOS merger. VMOS has been going around for a very long time. It's the same guy trying to push it, I believe. I've seen this before years ago. So it's the same old song and dance. Don't ever get attached or married to one of these stocks because it's probably been, you know, bullshitted before. Same story by the same private equity firm with the same CEO, the same, you know, shell peddler that they bought the shell from. It's a dirty, dirty game, and you're not a part of it. You just got to follow the big money in and out, and if you don't, you will lose. CLNV, especially in penny stocks. CLNV looks very, very good here. Just because it's sideways. I mean, if you really like this stock, I'm not like a big CLNV fan. I remember somebody when it was breaking out was telling me that it was going to go to the all-time highs. I said, this is not the market to be going for all-time highs. I said, if you are in on this middle band and you are up 30%, you should sell. It didn't really even break this resistance that hard. If you got about 20% from the break of the previous high, which isn't a lot at all. And then you just got a beat down. For 3 straight days, you had a pop back. You're kind of starting to finagle in here. Your volume's dying. I don't know. Your technicals are still kind of hot. It doesn't look that great here, to be honest with you. Look, I mean, do what you please, but you know, I know a lot of people really like this stock, and you know, over time, it could eventually go up. I'm just looking for very short term, not for that. I'm looking for very short term, not for, you know, years in the future. And some people are, so that could be the stock for you. Maybe they're the next best thing since sliced bread. I don't know. I'm not going to touch on that, but MULN, wow, they like to dilute, don't they, folks? I think the last time I checked, which was about a year ago, maybe a little bit less, they had 350 million in convertibles due to be dropped on investors' heads, and they wasted no time. They brought it all the way up from dollars when I was trading it all the way down to 20 cents now. Tried to get relief, just shut the door on you. The only thing that's speaking good for you are your technicals. They look good. I would set an alert for a bottom of 18.5. If you can get it there, you might be in good shape. 18.5 bottom. I wouldn't buy this on any type of upswing. I would just try and catch the low here, which was the 50. I think it could like double bottom there, almost triple bottom, and you might be in good shape because your technicals are in good shape. So that's all I have for you today. Just remember, drink tea, drink water, set your alerts, do exactly what I'm doing. Meal prep. Don't listen to Andrew Tate. He's a dumbass when it comes to this. For anybody that does know that he talks about meal prepping is for losers, that's just because he doesn't have the time to do it because he's really not even that jacked. He's just naturally kind of built. Not to really even talk about him. Don't even know why I am. But this is what you do. Okay, you can't see the white for some reason. But that white that's right there, that's rice. You do rice and you do beef. That's it. And that's one serving. I usually would put broccoli in here. I actually didn't have time to cook the broccoli, steam the broccoli, but that's what you do. You eat, you get your carbs, you get your proteins, and you get your green vegetable, your fiber, your roughage. You do eat sugars, you eat your berries, you eat your natural sugars, your honeys, because sugar digests food. It gives you a good metabolism. It gets things moving through your body. You eat a well-balanced diet. You live healthy, you look healthy, you work out harder, you trade better, you're more sharp. Don't smoke weed, stop jerking off, stop staying up all night staring at your phone or at screens. Make sure you're trying to read as much as possible. Start a journal, meditate, swim in the mornings, swim at night, run stairs, run 4 miles a day, go to the gym for 2.5 hours a day or 2 a days. Focus on the market for as long as you can. Start to look for patterns, set alerts, avoid dilution at all costs. Make sure you know about the financial the financial statements of the stocks that you're trading. Know when dilution is bound to hit and when the spigot's bound to be turned off. Know when private equity is going to dump. Know when they're loading. Know when a stock is overbought. Know when it's oversold. Know when a knife is at its bottom and ready to be picked up off the floor. Know when a moonshot is at the moon and ready to crash back to earth. And that's all I got for you. I could keep going, but I got other things to do. Have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.